Hi everybody, welcome. On the 2nd of September, we've got a full moon in Pisces at 10 degrees and 11 minutes. So at this point, we've moved out of all that fiery energy of the summer, of the Leo energy, and we're moving now into the fall, in the autumnal phase, and we're moving back again to all this earth energy. A lot of planets are in Earth at the time of this full moon. We've got 6 planets in Earth and 3 planets in water. So the predominance, once again, is looking at how do you stay grounded? How do you stay centered? While everything around you might be quite chaotic. I've translated this full moon because Neptune at the time of this full moon is conjunct to this moon. So it's a very creative aspect. Neptune and the moon together in Pisces. Very comfortable together. People who have Neptune and the moon together in the natal chart are often very magnetic personalities. Yes, they just have a certain je ne sais quoi that draws you to them. Yes, they have an attractiveness. And Neptune and the moon coming together in a water sign indicates that there's an abundance of creativity that you can tap into at this time. Now, it might be creativity to do with channeling, to do with trance, because this is really a wonderful aspect to have. It could also be to do with art, with music, with painting, with decorating, with gardening. You can be creative in so many different ways. We tend to limit the description we've got of creativity. And my creative contribution to this full moon, with it being this Neptune moon energy, is I've translated it into music, into musical terms, so to speak. And what I see at the time of this full moon is we've got 3 different configurations going on astrologically. One is we've got this moon Neptune, and this moon Neptune energy almost sounds like Debussy or Ravel. It's this sort of mingling of tones, and it's got an energy of, let's say, Manet or Monet in art, where things are just whooshing together, but smooth, and it's almost as if you've got the pedal on the piano down for a long time, and all the sounds just come together. So this is that kind of an energy that you've got, and it's a wonderful energy for imagination and for having faith. Neptune is about faith, and the moon there is about your needs and having faith that your needs will somehow be met at the time of this full moon, and going forward with that energy into your life. Now, the other very positive aspect that we've going on is that the sun, of course, opposite the moon, the sun in Virgo, and Virgo's ruler is Mercury. Mercury also in Virgo is trine to all these planets in earth signs, the Pluto, the Saturn, the Jupiter. So this trine energy gives us an opportunity to find clarity amid the confusion. Clarity, resolution. You know, when it's blurry, so the Neptune moon energy is quite blurry. Yes, it brings, it's sort of everything comes together, but nothing is very well defined in that energy. So that's one area you can play around in. And creativity is not a defined, structured energy. It's something you're just bringing all kinds of different elements together and coming up with something new. And then we've got this more structured energy, but it also, with the trine, possibly brings us some good news. Some good news, some glimmers of good news about the COVID situation. Already I'm seeing that. It seems that there are some cures out there or treatments that are very helpful, very positive. I also believe that there are people out there doing some wonderful work, compassionately, Neptune moon, working with the compassion and the care, and at the same time, the scientific evidence coming out that I think might be quite positive. So look out for some good news. Look out for some good news in your own life. Mercury in Virgo encourages you to be discerning. Discernment is going to be important. What's important, what isn't? You might listen to other astrologers, you might listen to other reports. What really resonates with you? What feels true? Is the astrologer presenting things as though they are fixed and predetermined? Making predictions as though they know what's coming or they know what's happening? Or is there an openness to various potentials? Which is how I like to read astrology. I see many different potentials, and you can choose which reality, which one you'd like to associate yourself with, you'd like to attract to you. So we've certainly got an opportunity to be discerning and to come up with some really positive ideas. Good communications between people can happen at this time, and some good results can be attained. All right, so those are the gentler aspects. And the backdrop of the other energy, and these, I would play this musically. I may do that at the end if I have time and then can do it. Musically, this would be like really clear chords that resonate all the way up the register. So that if somebody plays something down below, it resonates above. It's like the harmonics on a string. You can play one string and then the harmonic can be heard on other instruments without necessarily having to play it. Don't know how to explain that very clearly, but if you're musical, you will understand what I'm trying to say. But harmonics, it's a bit like, what's the word? Fractals. So the fractal of a cauliflower or broccoli. Yes, it's the same again and again and again throughout nature. And this again, I would see with this positive resonance with the Mercury in Virgo. Then we've got a T-square with Mars in Aries, the only planet in fire sign, got no air, but one fire sign, and Mars in rulership strong at the apex of a T-square between Venus in Cancer, wanting nurturing and loving and kindness, and the triplet in Capricorn of Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. So what does this mean? It's dissonant. It's the diminished seventh chord. It's, yes, it's this energy of like, disagreement, discord. Different parties not agreeing, calling one another names. You did this, you shouldn't have done that. You're not fit to be president. You shouldn't be nominated. All those kinds of energies. So there's a lot of dissonance there. So this is the other energy that we're dealing with at the time of this full moon. You might find yourself oscillating between all three energies, so long as you know the different energies. And you may find yourself, oh, I'm in dissonance, I'm tense. Yeah, it's tension. And it's good sometimes you tense everything up consciously and then relax it into resolution. Tension, resolution, and then swimming around in the waters and the seas of creativity. These are the energies that are going on. What I would say to you is you might want to ask yourself, what do I need to see at this time? What am I not seeing? What do I need to release and let go of? And what limitations, because this Mars square energy has to do with you feeling limited about things. Okay, there are certain limitations. If your government has said you need to wear masks, well, chances are it's going to be difficult to get into a supermarket without a mask. There may be certain limitations. Limitations in that, if I walk off the edge of my balcony I'm going to drop off the edge and probably hurt myself quite badly if I fall several feet. Those are limitations. But what limitations are you imposing upon you that you really don't need to carry around anymore? I imposed the limitation that I had to hang on to my PCs when somebody who knew a lot more than I did about my situation and about the business that I have, who said to me, you need to move to Apple. And I was arguing like hell for those limitations. Oh, but I'm used to the PC, but I'm used to it. And I'm too old for this. And the minute you say to yourself, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too fat, I'm too fit, whatever it is, argue for those limitations. And true enough, they will be yours. So that's just another thing to think about with the energy of this moon. Here I've done a painting, which I feel reflects the energy of the Mars, which is the red energy permeating. The blue energy you can see is the Neptune, is the Piscean energy. And the green is the energy of clarity and also the energy of the earth. And the earth surrounding this picture, as you can see, and supporting us. So the earth is always there really rather supporting us. So thank you to those of you who join me on the live streams. I do live streams usually 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon. And thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subbing. I wish you a wonderful full moon in Pisces. Bye for now.